Look, guys, there will never come a day in your life when you stop getting offended by people. Like, people will make you angry every single day, which is why in this video, we'll be discussing about how to truly forgive people. Hi there, my name is Jennifer Anidi, and this space right here is JL Learning Center. So, in this video, I'm going to show you how to truly forgive a person and the signs you should watch out for, just so you get to know if you are truly forgiving this person or not. For you to truly forgive a person, you need to know the cause of the unforgiveness. Unforgiveness usually comes from a feeling of anger or resentment when we feel offended by a person's words or actions. And unforgiveness again comes through a feeling of hostility when we feel a person has hurt us or has wronged us. And if we keep these feelings, they tend to grow into something that turns to hatred, resentment, or even hostility. And so it's very important for us to know why forgiveness is important. Forgiveness is a gift to yourself and not a gift to the other person. Most times we tend not to forgive people because we think we are doing them a favor by forgiving them. But do you know that when you have not forgiven a person, whenever you see them, your mood just goes bad? Like everything you are doing around you just becomes error, error, error. So it's important to forgive them to get your inner peace of mind and so you can be comfortable in their presence. That's one reason why forgiveness is important. Secondly, when you will not forgive others, God doesn't forgive you of your own sins. We see that in Matthew 18 from verse 21 to 35, where the Bible speaking says that we should forgive others so we will also be forgiven of our own mistake. And when you don't forgive others, the grudge you hold leads to bitterness, which brings so many health issues. So, forgiving others can help to improve your physical and mental health, which is an amazing gift you can give to yourself. So, the first step to truly be able to forgive a person is to make a deliberate decision. Forgiveness does not come with time, forgiveness doesn't come on its own. So, you have to decide. But to decide, you need to know the reason. You don't decide to do anything without having a reason for it. That's why it's important to know the reason why you want to forgive this person. The first reason could be because the person asked for forgiveness. If a person is truly sorry for what they ask for forgiveness, then it's important to forgive them. Because just like us, we usually go back to our Father, our Heavenly Father, to ask for forgiveness whenever we make a mistake. So it's truly important for us to give people chances when they ask for forgiveness. Now, the second reason you want to forgive others is because you want your peace of mind. Yes, some people will offend you and they don't care and they are never going to apologize. But you can't keep holding them in your heart because that will never give you peace of mind. So you have to be willing to let them go, to let go of the offenses. That's when you say forgive and let go and gain your peace of mind back. Because when you are upset with someone, you will never ever have peace around them. The third reason you want to forgive a person is because you and them have a long way to go. For instance, your spouse, your siblings, you're all in the same house together, your parents. You don't want to hold a grudge against them, and the two of you are living in the same house together, and the two of you have your entire life to spend together. So that could be one reason why you want to forgive this person. So you have to know the reason you want to forgive the person and then decide to forgive them. Now, the second step is make a commitment to forgive because when you don't make a commitment to do something, you will never do it. And this commitment could be you reminding yourself daily not to get offended or not to hold grudges against them. For example, this commitment for me was something I did in 2019. It was more like a meditation, or would I rather say it was like an affirmation. So, what I told myself is today is going to be a great day. No matter how anybody else sees the day, like this day is going to be a great day for me. And the second one is no matter what happens today, I will only see the best in today. It's more like a commitment. No matter what happens, I will only see the good part of the day. So, the same way you can do it in forgiving people. No matter what happened today, no matter what they do to me today, I just want to forgive them to get my own peace of mind. I want to forgive them to give to myself that peace of mind. That really helped me a lot because whenever I feel sad, whenever I get offended, or whenever I feel like someone insults me and I feel really sad, like a voice just comes up in my head: is this the best thing today? Like, is this the best thing so far today? And I'll be like, no, this is not the best thing. Then all of a sudden, I start looking for the best thing. What's the best thing that happened to me today? Like, what's the best thing today? And all of a sudden, maybe I remember someone compliments me, and I'll be like, wow. And I'll be very happy about that. I see that as the best thing that day, and I just smile, and that just elevates my mood. So your commitment could be you reminding yourself every single day, you know what, I don't want to keep grudges against people. Even if I get angry, I just want to let go of the offenses. Now the third thing you need to do to forgive people is pray for grace. Because guys, there are some offenses that are way too painful for you to forget. There are some offenses that are way too big. Like, I don't know how to put it. Like, these offenses are super, super huge that you don't think you can ever forgive this person. But because you want to forgive, because God said we should forgive, and secondly, you want to forgive to just let go of resentment, and so your heart can be peaceful. You really want to forgive this person, but you don't know how to start. Pray for grace, grace from on high, grace from above, grace from God. That's the third step to usually forgiving people for me. I pray for grace. After I decide, after I've made the commitment, the third thing I do is pray for God to help me forgive them. And the first prayer I pray is grace to forgive those who have offended me. Like those I feel offended at, I feel absolutely angry with what they did. I pray for grace. God, give me the grace to forgive this person. I want to forgive them, but I cannot seem to forgive them. Please, I pray for grace to forgive them. And the other prayer of grace I pray is prayer to forgive in advance. Because trust me, guys, people will offend you daily. It's a daily issue. People will offend you daily, and if you keep records or you keep accounts of these wrongs, then you are going to be so bitter at people and you are going to frown all day. And that's not what we want for our life. We want to be happy, we want to be healthy. So I pray for grace. God, grace to forgive. This way you can truly forgive people because where you can't do it on your own, the grace of God will help you to do it. And truly, I believe there's never a way you can forgive people on your own. What you can do is make the decision, commit to it, and God will give you the grace to forgive people. But here's something we're going to talk about. Some people usually mistake forgiveness as foolishness. Forgiveness doesn't mean you become absolutely open for the person to hurt you again the same way they did. Or forgiveness doesn't mean you get your guards down and let the same issue repeat itself just in the name of forgiving this person. No. Forgiveness is letting go of the offenses, and then for me, I would say set a boundary or put a precaution so the same thing doesn't happen again. So, yeah, I'm not trying to say you shut the person out totally. Totally shutting the person out doesn't mean you've forgiven them, but there are some cases where you may need to give them space because maybe this person apologizes, then it's amazing to forgive and just watch them, see if they are willing to stop what they've done before to offend you. Like, that's great. But there are some cases where this person will never just stop. Like, maybe this person is someone that usually insults you, and that's what gets you offended. So you want to forgive them and let go of the offenses, but you also want to put in a little bit of space. That's the boundary I'm talking about. A little bit of space so they don't get to insult you all the time, because the more you go back, the more they insult you, and the more you get offended, the more the grudges grow, and the more the unforgiveness. So you want to get this little bit of space between you guys so it doesn't happen again. So that's why I said forgiveness is not foolishness. It doesn't mean because they apologize or because you want to forgive them, then you let yourself fall victim of the same issue again. No. That's not forgiveness. For me, this happened where I work. Like sometimes I have the opportunity to handle the finances, and then my boss may say, Jennifer, give me 20,000, give me 10,000. And because she's the owner of the money, I just hand it over to her. And innocently, I write, Madam collected 10,000. But then during the week, when we are trying to close accounts, I'll be so surprised. She'll be like, when did I collect this money? I'll be like, so day. And she'll say, what did I use it for? And because I don't know, it brings issues. Like, I feel really bad, like they're trying to label me a thief, but that's not her intention. She just innocently forgot, and I innocently just write, Madam collected. So it happens quite a number of times, which is why I said forgiveness is not foolishness. I got angry, but I decided to forget about it. And then it happens again. I got angry and decided to forget about it. This is where forgiveness is foolishness without setting boundaries. Like it's going to keep reoccurring. So what I did is I thought about it and I said, if this keeps happening, I will never be able to be at peace in this place. I may just lose my joy, which is not something I want. And because I still want to work there, I decided to think of something to set as a boundary. The first thing I did is whenever she asks for money, I'll ask her, please, what is it to be used for? So I can write it down so we can remember when we're doing our calculation. Like that's not insulting, but at least it's for me to be safe. It's like a boundary for that incident not to happen again. And the second thing I did is whenever I'm to give her any money, I will usually inform my colleagues. So you can they can be witnesses to me the day we are doing our accounts and be like, oh, you were there when I gave our boss 20,000 naira the other day. Like, yeah, this is how it happened, and she'll remember. And the third thing I did is I usually try to see who she's giving the money to, so I can remind her, okay, Daddy, you took it from me and you gave it to this person. So ever since I implemented these three things, like those issues does not come up again. Which is why I said forgiveness is not foolishness. You forgive and then you set boundaries so it does not happen again. And we usually hear people say forgive and forget. Like, is it possible? That's why most people usually say, okay, I've forgiven them, but I can't seem to forget what happened. And that's so true. Forgiving someone doesn't suddenly give you amnesia. Like you totally forget about what happened. No, it never happens. That's why I don't like using the word forgive and forget. I love using the word forgive and let go. When you forgive a person, like I said, you decide, you commit, and then you ask for grace, and then you'll be surprised that all of a sudden that feeling of pain is no longer there, but you cannot forget. So, forgiving and forgetting is not something that goes well with me. I usually say forgive and let go because forgiving and forgetting never happens. You will never forget. So, you forgive and then you decide to let go of the pain you feel when you think about that issue. And again, it's by grace. When people say forget, what they usually mean is don't bring up the issue again. Don't talk about the issue. That's what you can do. That's letting go. Deciding not to talk about it so you don't remember it and the issue doesn't escalate. That's what they mean when they say forgive and forget. But I personally like using the word forgive and let go. Okay? So here are some signs I usually used to know when I'm forgiving a person. Like these things just happen and it can happen for you too. See, forgetting the issue is not a sign that you are forgiving a person. So that's why you need to know the signs that you are forgiving a person. But I assure you, you will never forget about the incident unless you get amnesia or you get a therapy done to lose your memory. I'm sure that's the only way you can forget. But to truly know when you are forgiving a person, the first thing that happens with me is that I no longer feel resentment towards the offender. Like I just feel free around them. I don't get angry. Like my mood is not altered whenever they're around. That's one of the signs I usually use to know that, okay, I've forgiven this person. The second sign is I no longer feel the pain and the hurt that happened whenever I think about the offense or whenever I think about the incident. Like the pain is not there. I don't feel anything like anger or resentment. The third way I know if I've forgiven a person is I feel super free at heart, and whenever they ask for my help for something they need, I'm willing to help again as far as it does not hurt me, as far as it doesn't affect me. And fourthly, to know I've forgiven a person, I no longer feel like, okay, I need to revenge them in the future. No. Like forgiveness totally kills everything like revenge, like pain, and like never talking to them again. When you don't talk to a person, it's not a sign of forgiveness. What you can do is talk or greet, should I say, or make sure it doesn't get to the point where you get offended like they did before. And so, guys, this brings us to the end of this video, and I hope you found it helpful. And if you did, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to our channel so you become a part of our community and get more of our upcoming videos in the future. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in our next video. Bye.